All right, the lesson that we are talking about today is in the plane geometry unit. It is lesson 8, area of complex shapes. The homework that goes along with this is page 19. I'm going to ask you to do this problem for a warm-up, so pause your video right now and do it. All right. It says, what are the possible lengths of x? Then find x. And what is this an example of? All right, so what are the possible lengths of side x? We've got our two sides here. So I'm going to add those two sides and subtract them. So 13 minus 5 is 8. 13 plus 5 is 18. So my third side x has to be greater than 5 and less than 18. Now, if you are in regular pre-algebra, that's all you can do. If you are in my advanced class, you can do part 2 and 3. How can you do part 2? Well, look, that's a 90-degree angle, even though it doesn't look like a 90-degree angle. So, in a right triangle, don't we know that the sides are related by the Pythagorean theorem? A squared plus b squared equals c squared. This is going to be a, this is going to be b, and this is going to be c. So, I can use that to find the actual length. So, a squared plus 25 equals 169. Subtract 25 from both sides. A squared is 144. Take the square root, and it is 12. What is this an example of? Well, part A, or part 1, that's triangle inequality. Part B is Pythagorean theorem. So, and you can only use Pythagorean theorem when it's a right triangle. Okay, go ahead and pause your video and do this one. It says, find the area of the shaded part. Well, aren't I going to do the area of a rectangle minus the area of the circle? So, area of a rectangle is going to be length times width. It'll be 24 times 18, which is 432. Now, my circle, pi r squared. I'm going to use 3.14 for pi, and the radius of that circle is going to be complete. It is 28.26. Subtract that, and my area of the shaded part is 403.74 square inches. Now, if you did this exact, it would be 432 minus, if we left this 9 pi. That is exact. This is estimate. Either way. All right, pause your video and do this one. It says your kitchen is 18 feet by 20 feet. You have an island in the middle of the kitchen that takes up 20% of your floor space. You are putting new tile in your kitchen, and the tiles are 1 square foot each. Home Depot sells these tiles in boxes of 30 tiles that cost $55 a box. How much will it cost you to buy tile for the kitchen? Well, the first thing we need to do is find our area. Our area, length times width, is going to be 18 times 20. Our area is 360 square feet. However, we've got an island that takes up 20% of that. So, 72 square feet is the island. We want to get rid of that. So, 360 minus 72 gives you 288 square feet. That's how much we need to tile, because we're not going to tile under our island. Well, this is an easy part. The tiles are 1 square foot each. So don't I need 288 tiles? Now, the boxes come in, the tiles come in 30 in a box. So let's divide this by 30 and see how many boxes we need. I get 9.6. That means I can divide 10 boxes. And the boxes are 55 each. So 10 times 55, $550 to tile our kitchen. Okay, let's find the missing angles. Pause and do this. Now, if you take a look at this, two equal sides. If this opposite, this 7 inches is 30, this is also going to be 30. Because remember, two equal sides give you two equal angles. And the angles opposite them will be equal. Well, 30 plus 30 is 60. So doesn't this have to be 120? Because the three angles in every triangle in the world add up to 180. All right. Now, we are in our note packet, page 20. We are looking at areas of compound shapes. There are multiple ways to do this. What you need to do is break these shapes. These are shapes that don't show up directly on your formula sheet. So you need to split them up into shapes that you know. You could split it this way, a rectangle and a triangle. If you want to do, you could split it this way, a rectangle and a trapezoid. I'm going to go with my first split, a rectangle and a triangle. So this area, 1/2 base times height. So the area of that shape, the base, well, let's see, this is 12 and this is 7. So wouldn't this red line have to be 5? This is 5 and this is 9. So wouldn't from here to here have to be 4? And our base and our height meet at a right angle. So 1/2, 4 times 5. So the area of that triangle is going to be 10. The area of this rectangle, times width, is going to be 5 times 12. 5 times 12 is 60. So my total area, 10 plus 60, 70 centimeters squared. Split it into shapes you know. This one, I'm not going to do. But you would split it into a square and a triangle. All right, this one. We've got a rectangle and half of a circle. So my rectangle area is going to be length times width, which is going to be 4 times 8. That's easy, 32. Now, my area here, it is half a circle. And literally, if I had a nickel for every time somebody forgot the half, I would not be standing here. So our formula for a circle is pi r squared, but I would put the 1/2 right in the formula because we're doing half of the circle. So area is 1/2 times 3.14 times, what will the radius of the circle be? Well, look, this is 4, so our radius is going to be 2 because that's the diameter. So times 2 squared. When you punch that into your calculator, you will get 6.28. Okay. I want to make sure that I did 1/2 there. Yep. Now, to find the total area, add them. 6.28 plus 32 is 38.28, and it's square meters. Now, take a look at this next one. Find the area of the shaded part. Shaded part, if I cut this thing apart and I put these together, wouldn't I have a circle? So I don't need to do any kind of subtracting. My area is going to be pi r squared because I've got a quarter of a circle 4 times. That's one circle, pi r squared. So my area is 3.14 times. What will the radius of the circle be? From here to here, that's the radius. It'll be 4. You get area is 50.24 centimeters squared. And there is no subtracting to do. Now, if I asked you to find the area of that white part, you would need to find the area of the whole square and subtract the area of the circle. But they're asking you for the shaded part, which is, if you cut that apart, it's a circle. All right, example 5. I'm going to extend this bad boy. Isn't this a quarter of a circle? So I'm going to do area of the rectangle minus area of 1/4 of a circle. So my area of my rectangle is going to be length times width. So 10 times 12, 120. Minus area of the circle, 1/4 pi r squared. Notice I keep the 1/4 in the formula. So 1/4 times 3.14 times. What will the radius of this thing be? Well, look, this whole side is 12. And from here to here is 8. So isn't that 4? Same thing over here. This is 10, and this is 6, so this is 4. So isn't the radius 4? Because look at it, if I extended this circle, isn't that 4, the actual radius? So that's 4 squared. When you punch that into your calculator, you're going to get 12.56. And when you subtract 107